I absolutely knew being a limited partner or passive investor in real estate syndications was going to be much more of my forte, where I could be investing in great type of assets, just like I mentioned how the wealthy have been investing for years and decades. But at the same time, I do not have to worry about those typical type of landlord headaches. Welcome to the Passive Income Therapy Podcast, where my goal is to help educate you about passive income strategies utilizing real estate investing that has personally helped accelerate my financial wealth for me and my family significantly faster than the traditional investing methods. I'm your host, Wayne Hamas, and let's go ahead and dive into the episode. Welcome to another episode of the Passive Income Therapy Podcast. If this is the first time you're coming across my channel, I just want to welcome you because with this episode today, I want to go into what really led me to become a passive investor, not a landlord. But before you listen to this, I do recommend that you listen to my first ever episode, giving you a little background in my story and where that's led me today. But I will touch on a little bit about that, but going into more of why I've become a passive investor. So with my background, I am a physical therapist, particularly a full-time outpatient physical therapist, and have been the last 4 years. But I've always had the interest of investing, but specifically real estate investing. Now, going through PT school and getting out into my career, I quickly realized, well, how in the world would I get into real estate investing when I hear all these stories about how time-consuming real estate investing could be, or dealing with the landlord type of headaches? So that's when I began my search with self-education on how in the world can someone be a passive investor in real estate deals. So with all of my research, I came across what's called real estate syndications, where there are active managers and then also passive investors, or particularly limited partners, more known as the official definition. And what passive investors or limited partners can do is actually partner with other people that are going to be investing and managing these type of real estate assets. But particularly, these came about when people were trying to invest in larger scale properties. So not necessarily maybe your single family home or a duplex, but I'm talking about maybe that small apartment building, or you might even see those bigger apartment buildings that you drive by every day. And those are actually invested with people just like you and me that can be taking down those larger scale deals, but you have multiple people or partners involved. And during the time when I was educating myself, I was able to learn from other people's mistakes prior to getting into the active type of real estate investing, typically trying to be a landlord, where you hear all the horror stories of dealing with the tenants or having to worry about the renovations when you might not have the construction background or the renovation experience. Because if you were like me, I sure did not, because I am focusing on my career as a physical therapist, nor did I want to take all the time to figure out how to do these things, and I can go ahead and accelerate my wealth by investing in other assets within the real estate passive investing route. And one of the light bulb moments I had when educating myself about how to become a limited partner in real estate syndications is that I learned the wealthy have actually been using this for years and decades, and they're just really more private investments, and that's why you and me really never heard about these type of investments. But the wealthy have been partnering with other people that they could focus either on their careers or their own businesses, all while they're investing with other managers, other real estate deals, and those managers are going to worry about the active participation of those deals, while you as a passive investor could be essentially passive in the sense that you don't have to worry about those active types of roles when it comes to the real estate, and you're either going to get distributions or grow your overall wealth through appreciation. So through all my hours and hours of self-education, Prior to my first initial real estate investment, I absolutely knew being a limited partner or passive investor in real estate syndications was going to be much more of my forte, where I could be investing in great type of assets, just like I mentioned how the wealthy have been investing for years and decades. But at the same time, I do not have to worry about those typical type of landlord headaches. Now, I do want to put a little caveat with passive investing through real estate, and it surrounds the overall aspect of passive income with the clickbait statement with passive investing, to where yes, you can be a passive investor, that you can be getting cash flow and appreciation potential, but when it comes to being a limited partner, there's absolutely work that has to be done, whether that's hours and hours like I did with self-education to see if real estate syndications is a little bit more your forte. And on top of that, there's hours that go into analyzing properties to see if that is a route that you want to be going down and potentially investing in that type of deal when that time comes. But fast forward several years later, I am absolutely glad that I educated myself about being a passive investor through real estate syndications, because I have been receiving cash flow as well as appreciation potential when those assets go to either refinance or sell in the future. Now, if you are the type of person that wants to be a landlord and have a more hands-on approach in your real estate investment, then that is absolutely fine. But if you are like me, that might want a more hands-off approach, whether you're in your own career or maybe you have your own business you want to focus on, or even just want to diversify away from the typical type of investment assets that you're currently investing in, this is a way that you can diversify without having to put a lot more work and be a more passive investor in real estate. So if you're interested in learning more about passive investing through real estate, keep following the show, and I'll see you in the next episode.